Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Allegedly Incredible. I am Danielle, aka Lady Faye, and this is
Mel, aka Mellow Supremo.
And we are just two friends, and we're giving you advice based on our thoughts and opinions of things that we've gone through in our own lives.
Yes.
Okay. So this episode, we haven't personally gone through it, but
it's a story time today.
Story time. I technically have gone through it like through a friend. So like I was a part of it. I was like involved in it. If that makes any sense. All right.
You were a witness.
I was a witness. Yes. So before we go any further, like we said, we always give this disclaimer. Our thoughts and opinions
are forever evolving.
Yeah, we're constantly evolving. You know, we're not experts and we don't claim to be. You know, you can take whatever advice we give and use it for yourself, or you can throw it out, you know, whatever. We're kind of free here. It doesn't matter. So we have a special guest on today. Yes. And she looks beautiful as always. Yep. I'm going to let her introduce herself. Her name is Kayla. And we've been friends forever. So go ahead, Kayla, introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kayla.
I
don't even have a nickname. I've never had a nickname. It's always
and she's an artist.
Yeah, she's an artist.
Okay,
and an awesome baker.
And if you ever want somebody to watch your kids,
she'll do it.
No, not anymore. I retired from being a nanny.
Well, she's great at it.
She's great with kids. Anyway.
And animals.
Right. So
yes, I give them candy and a puppy. Like, yes. If you give them your kids, they're gonna get a puppy and candy.
All the things parents don't want in their house. So I take back my statement. Nah, she's awesome.
So this week's episode, we are talking about, is he living a double life?
Simply all right.
Wild. This joke is wild. Crazy. Okay, this joke is so crazy.
Can I just tell you? When you first told me about this, I remember being outside of the Habit restaurant, and I was just in awe. I was completely speechless. So I'm so excited to just like see how the whole story comes from your perspective, because as a witness, I don't get the full effect. So
right.
I'm here for it today.
Okay, so you know, guys, dating nowadays is just hard. It's just hard in general, and it doesn't matter if you are, you know, dating online, meeting that person to person. Like you don't know. You can never tell if anybody's telling the truth. So
savages.
Kayla did everything right, in my opinion. Kayla did everything right. She was running background checks on people. She was like, I'm gonna look online to make sure they ain't crazy. Kayla, you know what you did.
Yeah, that, and like I knew his parents.
That's yes. So tell me, first of all, tell us how you met this person. Tell us how you met this person.
Yeah. So wow. I was 23 at the time. And so I met my ex through OkCupid. And man, how do I like summarize this? We met on OkCupid. We dated for 5.5 years. 5.5 years of my fucking life.
It is.
Because he was leading a double life for the last 2 years of it. And
that's the part that's wild to me, because you were with him for 5.5 years, and then he was married for how, like 2 years?
2 years.
So my question is, first of all, what made you drawn to him? What made you be like, you know, I want to date this guy?
I'm gonna throw up.
I know your opinion on him, but he was just calming. At that time, the rest of my life was chaotic. It was chaotic, super toxic. And whenever I was with him, it was a little bit more simplified. It was more like it was my break from my real life.
Right,
So,
right.
You know.
Right. And so here we go. What happened? Like, how was your relationship typically like when you guys would see each other and you would be around? What was your relationship typically like with him?
Your day to day.
Yeah.
On my day to day. Like, so usually I saw him like once a week, maybe once every other week if our schedule was super busy. Because, you know, at the time I was a nanny and I nannied for multiple families and I was a dog walker for multiple families. So my schedule was all over the place. And usually we would try to meet like once or twice a week. And it was only ever for like, you know, a few hours, 3-4 hours. And then that's it. And then we would text in the morning, video chat in the morning if we had time, and then text throughout the day and talked on the phone at night.
So that whole time that you guys were dating, when he never like showed any like type of suspicious behavior that made you like question anything?
No, that's the thing. He was often very withdrawn, like emotionally unavailable.
Okay.
So that was from start to finish. So that was just him through the 5 years. There's no red flags being raised because that's just a part of that you accepted
like
about him.
He came with zero drama. I think that's what also made me drawn to him. He came with zero drama. Like,
wow, and had all the drama in his back pocket.
Exactly. Wild. Like he just did not talk about it.
Wow. Savage. I'm sorry.
Now, here's the other thing, like you said you met his family, right? So
yes.
And they knew
how
you.
was that interaction like? You met his family, like when we say
and they really didn't speak English.
Okay. Half his family didn't speak English. Okay, so but when you met his family, you mean you met just like his parents and like his
siblings.
his siblings and stuff. You never met the wife or the kids, right?
No.
Okay. Because sometimes if they didn't speak Spanish, he could have just been like, "Oh, this is my sister," you know, like he could have played it off like,
"Well, no,
my sister."
They knew enough. They knew enough English to know who I was.
Okay, they spoke enough English. Okay,
and you speak English and Spanish? No. Oh.
English.
Okay.
And all the bad words in Spanish.
Okay.
So like, when did you start to become like suspicious of his behavior?
You know, not until the day I broke up with him.
Yeah. So what happened? Like, what can you walk us through? Like, what happened? Like, what exactly happened? That you're like,
so like literally the months leading up to the day I broke up with him, we started talking about like having a family, moving in together, and all that other stuff. And so we were literally looking for either a condo or a nice apartment. And so like, you know, trying to actually settle down. And so he said he was house sitting for his sister. And so he's like, "Oh, you know, let's, you know, watch movies at her house." So I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure, whatever." I didn't think much of it. And we go there. And then as soon as we walked into the place, it felt weird. His sister has a whole bunch of kids. There was no pictures on the wall. Like none. And it felt empty. The only thing that was very typical of his family is that they always have the Christmas tree up, like always. It's always decorated per season, like Valentine's Day, Christmas. It's always
right.
That's cool. Okay.
That was the only thing that was normal, like typical of them. But there was no picture, none of her kids at all. And I felt that was strange. And then the TV stand was the same as his old apartment. I was like, okay, that could be a coincidence. It's IKEA furniture. Everybody has that. But that was also the first red flag that like was in my face. And then the curtains. The curtains is what kind of gave it away. They were not cute curtains. They were very ugly curtains. Kind of very similar, except different color of the curtains that he had in his old apartment, just a different color.
Right.
And that gave it away. Like the curtains and the TV stand. That was like the red flag to me. Like that screamed him.
Right. It screamed his personality and not his sister. Yes, it screamed his personality and not his sister's. I got you.
So you're saying that for 5 years you were in his house, like when you went to go chill, you would go to his place to chill?
His or his parents.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I had never seen his sister's house. And so
So then what was this new place what was this new place if it wasn't, his sister's house? Like, so you're saying that, what was this new place if it wasn't his sister's house that he was watching?
I started to think it was his house.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just Googled the address and his name said he owned it. Google said he owned it.
Leave it to Google.
So Google said he owned the house. So automatically what went through your head? Like what went through your head when you saw that?
Like when did he buy a house? Like what the fuck? Like
right. And it's like a house, like not an
apartment. It's a condo. It was like one of those new development builds that it was attached to other condos.
Oh, the townhouse kind of setup.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. In a nice ass fucking neighborhood that I actually fell in love with, and I vowed never to go back.
So like, when you got to that point when you're just like, okay, I found out this is his house. It has his name on it.
I put on my detective hat.
Okay. So tell us the steps. What happened, girl?
Let's go. Okay, so it took me like a total of 3 days to find everything, to find all of the pictures, to find out who his wife was, everything. It took me like 3 days.
Did you sleep in those 3 days? Because I wouldn't sleep. I wouldn't eat. Like I would have been in straight hacker mode, like getting into all of his government files.
It didn't help that his wife had a very typical name. A very typical name. So there was pages upon pages of people with her name, and it was exactly the same. And I didn't find a middle name for her, so I just had her first and last name to go.
Wait, pause before you say that. How did you get her first and last name? Like, what did you like?
It also appeared in the Google search.
It appeared in the Google search when you looked up the house, so it was in his name and her name.
They had They had joint.
Well, okay.
Joint ownership. So if she did decide to file for divorce, that would
he actually had to pay off the fucking mortgage and give her half of it.
Karma.
Prenup.
So you know what? I'm surprised he wasn't smart enough to sign a prenup. He did not.
Well, he was
and the only reason I know this is because he told me this because he called me afterwards. I'm just like, why do you keep calling me? That's another thing. He called me for months after we broke up. I'm just like, what
Facing, y'all. She's facing. Oh my god. She's facing.
You had the nerve to go and call this woman back and say, like, yeah, I was stupid. I didn't sign.
I'm sorry, this took me nowhere. She had to walk away. Wait.
Okay.
So, and then, for months, he would call me and like text me good morning and good night. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Leave me alone.
And this was after. So wait, I'm sorry. I gotta backtrack a little bit. So you said you looked up her name. You couldn't find the same initial. So after you couldn't find the same initial, how did you actually find her? What did you have to look for?
I just looked for his type. I looked through the pictures and I was like, no, this one is her. And then the first one I clicked on, it was Facebook, by the way. The first one I clicked on, I was like, this is her. This is his type. It was her. There he was in her pictures and everything.
Look at God.
And didn't you see wedding photos too?
Yep. I saw their engagement photos. I saw their wedding photos, everything. And then I copied and pasted that shit and I texted him all of it.
And he still had the nerve to be like, good morning, good night.
So what was it like when you confronted him? Like, that had to be wild.
He wouldn't meet me in person. He would not meet me in person. He's like, no, I am terrified of you.
Yeah, I would be too. Kayla, y'all don't know. Like, I've known Kayla since seventh grade. Yes, Kayla don't play. Kayla plays no games. So no, I'll be scared too. I'll definitely be scared too. I want to show up.
I think that's also why he kept saying good morning and whatnot until he's like, oh, let me make sure she's not that mad at me.
What?
And Kayla,
what?
And Kayla's Puerto Rican. Y'all, like, we already know. But like, seriously, the thing that really got me, can I tell y'all, like, the thing that really got me was when I found out like all this had happened. I only met this dude once. Okay. I thought that he was odd. I didn't, and you know what the craziest part is? This was the really crazy part. I had no clue that his wife was going to be African American or Black. I had no clue.
Really?
I didn't think he liked Black people, Kayla. I told you this before. I didn't think he did. I swear to goodness.
That's because you guys only met him once. But if you actually knew him, like,
I didn't get a chance to know him, Kayla.
Black?
You want to know why?
No, most of his friends
are Black.
Yeah, they were Black and Indian.
And they,
you know why I didn't think he liked Black people, Kayla? Because every time you were like, okay, so the first time apparently he ever met like any of our friends, I wasn't there, but apparently he got shot with some Nerf guns, some Nerf guns, y'all, some Nerf guns, and then all of a sudden,
y'all was in the 20s. Y'all were in your early 20s, right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
No, that was 3 months into dating. Like, it was super early.
It was like, super early, but we were young. But technically I wasn't there. It was like another set of our friends, and they had shot him up apparently with Nerf guns. Okay,
and were wild. We were wild. We were roasted. We were drunk as fuck, and we were just shooting Nerf guns.
It was a good time.
It was a good time. But then ever since then, I swear he used that as an excuse not to come to anything. Kayla like, oh, I'm having a birthday party, and we'd be like, okay, is so and so coming? I don't think so. Okay, so then later I'll be like, okay, is so coming? When they dated for 5 years, I met him once. And the only time I met him, it was like the most awkward experience. And I'll explain to you. Like,
because he was guilty from the start. So he knew what it was.
So I met him. It was our friends.
Yeah, graduation party.
It was our friend's graduation party. Literally, I'm like, okay, he's there. He looked like Pee Wee Herman because he had like the little bow tie and like little thing.
No, she
and
did.
Then
when he wore those bow ties, like it was dumb.
Yeah, he had a bow tie.
Is he Muslim?
What?
Is he Muslim?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
that's why.
So he
little bean pie
came, and I would be like, I'm like, hey, and he didn't really interact with us. I felt like he was mad standoffish. I felt like a lot of different things. So then I remember specifically sitting at the table. I'm trying to ask questions. You know me, like I'm shy, but when I'm amongst certain friends, I can be like the life of the party. So because of that, I was like, yeah, well, let's do this. And I'm like, is everybody having a good time? And he has his headphones in. I was just like, yo.
I was actually pretty mad at him about that.
Yeah, I was like, he's not interacting with us. I was like, this person's having a good time. This person's having a good time. This person's not. And I pointed directly at him.
You know what? That's why he decided not to hang around y'all no more.
That was after years of him not showing up. He just would not show up.
My take of the reason why he decided to create so much distance is because he knew that if he had too many Black people in the room, he knew he was going to get outed sooner than later. Because you know what
I had questions.
We gonna ask some questions. That's why we're allegedly credible. There's gonna be some questions asked, and you better come correct, or else we're gonna get Kayla on you. Be like, Kayla, go get your man. He's wilding out here.
So I literally was like, yo, and the way he felt, he seemed uncomfortable in the whole room because, like, it was like it was mostly like Blacks and Africans because our friend Priscilla, she's from Ghana. Like, it was really cool. but he just seemed so uncomfortable.
He knew
that
he was
I just
wrong.
thought, I was like, yo, I don't think he really but I didn't know him like that, and I wouldn't know him like that because I never really got to see him.
Mm-hmm.
So when you were like, I just look for his type. When you said I was a black, I was like, yo, you lying. Like, I feel like, I was like, I don't feel like that's his type. I was like, that was like in my head. But, yo, when Kayla sent me the pictures.
What she look like?
She's pretty. She's so pretty.
Gorgeous.
She's gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
And I was like, yo, this man, the thing that pissed me off the most, I'm going to tell you right now. I didn't find him attractive. Personally, for me. I did not. And I was upset because I was like, you're telling me
that he was able to pull off
this Sherman looking dude has a whole wife with kids, and also my pretty friend Kayla, like he pulled off both. How is this even possible? Because this dude don't even deserve this joke. How? I was like, there has to be something about him. I was like, it's either the bedroom, it's either his personality, which I didn't see it.
There was no personality.
I didn't see it.
Well, I don't know this man. I never.
So I was like, it has to be the other one because financial. Oh yeah, that's the only other thing I can think of. But I knew Kayla wasn't like that. I don't feel like Kayla. I don't think the finances were like that big deal. Yeah. So for me, I was just kind of like, yo, this dude is wilding. And I remember I was like, Kayla, let's go, because I'm always ready to fight. I'm gonna let y'all know this right now. I'm always ready to fight. So I was like, Kayla, where he live? Yeah. Where we going? How we? What you need me to do? We about to roll up right now. Like
she about to go East Orange on them. Yeah, I'm dead.
Like, how we about to do this right now?
Pittsburgh. I'm dead. I'm dead.
But nah, like whatever. Okay, moving on. It literally took me 3 days to move on. Like once I found all the pictures and stuff, it was like, yeah, it was devastating, heartbreaking. Yeah. It was like, towards the end, like there was one point where I was miserable in the relationship. I was like, okay, yeah, he's definitely the problem. I'm leaving. But then like things started to turn around, I guess, once he saw that I was distancing myself. Mm-hmm. And then then he's like, okay, yeah, let's
At that moment when you were miserable, what was the issue? Like, was he telling you something, or like, what was the issue?
The issue was I was not good enough. Like, I felt like I was not good enough. Like, I didn't have a good enough job, or what else? Like, like
I know you complained to me about the education. Yeah.
Like he really wanted me to go back to school and like, at least get a degree or something. And I'm just like, not that smart. Like, college was never really for me. I barely passed high school. Like, what do you want from me?
I hear you. But still, like that's not, he wasn't like tearing you down or anything. Like, at least that's how you felt.
Like, I would feel depressed and sad after seeing him. And I was just like, this isn't really a good thing. Like, I shouldn't feel sad after seeing someone I love. You know what I mean?
Right. And you actually love this man.
Yeah. He felt safe. No, he's not safe anymore. But you know what I mean?
He felt safe in that particular moment. Yeah. He felt safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, like, it was your first real relationship. So it's like, I think you get to a point in your head where it's just like, all right, I'm comfortable. I'm okay with this. And you don't really question it too much. And then after a certain point, it's like, is this what I really want? The thing that really got me, though, is like, how do you start planning a life
when you got a whole life?
Already have one? Like, how was he even planning
at that point? It started to crumble. That's why
his relationship. How did you find that out? Crumbled. How did you find that out?
Because when I was looking through the records, through my detective work, at one point she did move back with her mom.
With the kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for a while he was just in the house by himself.
Oh, that's why he had no pictures, because she was bound.
Because she packed up.
Yeah, that's what it probably was, that she packed up. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. And then you want to know, guys, first of all, let me tell you something else crazy. So, I just told you how we were at our friend's graduation party, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a few months after, this had all happened, he's back on a dating app.
Oh no.
And he hits up our friend. And mind you, Kayla and our friend are like close. Well, they were really close.
No, yeah, we are.
You're still pretty close. Yes, okay. So like are really close, right? So literally he hit her up trying to date her.
This wasn't in the notes.
Yeah. Danielle, all evidence must be presented.
He hit her up trying to date her, and our friend had to tell him about himself because that joke is crazy. You come to this graduation party like this, like that's wild.
Mm-hmm. That is wild. And then after she told she told him off or whatever, like she blocked him. I forgot exactly what she did, but then he texted me about it. Which is like, why?
This man's a narcissist.
He's
this man's insane. This man is clinically insane. Like, how do you go about thinking that nothing happened? Like, you didn't just lie to this poor defenseless woman about you having you lied to your wife, you lied to your kids, you lied to Kayla.
Her, like, huh? yeah, my time was wasted, but at the same time, whatever, I didn't lose too much, but his wife had so much more invested.
Yeah, and then still be in contact with the chick, trying to see if you were still on good terms. Like, what terms could we possibly be on?
And I'm surprised you didn't block him, Kayla. I'm surprised you didn't block him right away. That he was still.
Oh, if I wanted to find him, I'll find him again. But I
know that's right.
You sound like me. I know that's blocking right. Nobody. I'll block nobody. Watch. Yeah. So
I'm not the type to hide. Like, no. Right. If you want to find me, come find me. I don't hide.
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm with you, Kayla. So here's the other thing too, right? How do you think that you said it took you like 3 days once you found out, and then you were like kind of like crying, like did you cry about it? I'm assuming you cried.
Yeah, of course. Like the first 3 days.
How do you feel like that process or that healing process had to start for you? Because I'm like, that had to be hard. Like, you're planning a life with this person, then you find out this.
It was really hard, and I really couldn't process it because my family, I can't show that much emotion in front of them. So it's like,
why? Like they would come after them?
What?
Why not?
No, it wasn't like that at all. Like I said, my life is crazy. So like, I can't express that emotion in front of my parents, in front of my siblings. Like, that needs to be put away. That does not interest. And I've always been that way. What's outside of the house stays outside. In the house stays inside the house. Processing that was a little difficult, but at the same time, it's like, okay, there's a time to process it, but not at home.
So where would you go? Like, if you had to, like,
your car.
Okay.
That's a great place to be for some solace.
The car is like the best place to be. I be sitting in the car for a minute before I come into the house, and that's wild.
I be feeling bad. I be feeling bad for people that don't have cars, that don't have that opportunity. The luxury of
I live in a multifamily house. Like, there is zero privacy. Yeah. Zero. I share a room with my sisters. Like, zero.
Right. So having that car is everything. But like, do you feel like that like made you lose your trust in people at all?
That's a good question.
Yes and no.
Okay. Oh, so you were still open to like give another chance?
What are the chances of that happening again?
I was surprised that it happened at all. Right?
Exactly. He was so fucking boring. Like, I'm like, who the fuck knew that you had a double life going on? You were so boring. Like,
was boring.
Maybe that's the like you can't
maybe
trust
that's his
people.
Facade. His facade. What is that? The right word?
Yeah, your facade. You're putting on a facade. Maybe that's the red flag. That's the lesson. If people are too boring, 9 times out of 10, they're up to some shit.
I don't know if that's actually true, but you know,
I mean, just look into it. Just look into it. But, So, did you ever contact the wife?
No.
Oh,
I thought about it, but like the fact that she moved out way before I found out, and I was like, okay, she's already known. You know, it's been months. You know, whatever kind of healing she's done, I don't want to ruin that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to like rehash old wounds.
So you think that she knew about you and him
before I did?
Wow. Well, yeah, I hope so. Since you, so who met who first? You were going out with him first before the wife, or vice versa?
He knew her first.
Okay.
And he said it was an on and off again relationship.
You're married.
So he knew her first.
No, before they were married.
So he knew you first, and then it was off and on.
No,
and then
he knew
her first.
Oh, he knew her first. Okay, so he knew her first. Then it was off and on, and then he got with you.
So was our relationship?
It was. Oh yeah, I thought you only broke up once though. And it was very brief.
Yeah, twice.
You guys broke up twice?
Yeah, the first time was actually we broke up for like what? We broke up for 7 months the first time.
Okay.
And then the second time was like 2-3 weeks, something like that.
Wait. The 7-month breakup. How early in the relationship was that?
Way early in the relationship.
Okay.
That was like after barely a year.
Barely a year.
Okay, and then the second breakup was when? Because he probably got married those.
I don't even remember. Like honestly, I
knew
she
it was been moved on. She don't even care no more.
Exactly. It's been what, 4 years?
Oh wow.
Right?
No.
It'll be 3. It's
3 years.
It'll be 3 years. Yeah, it'll be 3. You know, that's crazy. That's wild. And it's just like, I remember when all that happened, I was like, yo, it just hurt me because I'm like, Kayla's such a good person.
Yeah.
And I just was like, why would that even happen?
So your parents met him too, right? Like your family met him? So what did
he was over my house. He was over at my parents' house all the time.
So what did they say? Like when you guys broke up and deaded it?
Not much. Nothing really.
Oh, okay. So they didn't really have an opinion about it.
Did they ever express to you?
They never really told me.
Oh. Okay. Because I was like, I wonder if they ever like felt like, oh yeah, this dude, you know, because some families are really protective of like their daughters and stuff.
My dad doesn't like anybody.
You're just like me.
Yes.
That means you're nobody. It's like
nobody.
No,
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so what do you feel like you learned out of this experience? Like, what do you feel like you learned for yourself?
What did I learn about myself? I'm worth it.
I know that's right.
Like I am worth, like, you know, like all of the little dumb romantic things that like you wish you did, right? You know, like that, like romanticize the hell out of every little thing. Like just because you only live once.
Right. And then like, how do you feel like well, first of all, let me tell you guys, like Kayla is now in a very healthy, beautiful relationship.
It is. Oh my God. He's right.
Yeah. I met him. I was like, oh, you guys are so cute. Oh my God, you're so cute together. Like, and he didn't even seem nervous around us. I mean, he's shy, but he didn't seem nervous. He didn't seem like he was hiding anything.
Are you Andrew?
I'm about to say, Andrew, don't let me hear this whole conversation happen again with you, because I swear to God.
A part 2.
Don't make me come up there.
I know, like, you guys are all the way down South Jersey. He lives all the way up North Jersey.
First of all, this is Central Jersey. Let's get the facts straight.
South of you guys, I don't know what that is.
That's Pennsylvania.
It's a whole nother state down there.
Exactly. Past where we are right now, it's a whole nother state. It hits different.
But you know what though? Like I commend the wife too as well for leaving. And
wait, they're divorced now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if she left before, she knew. I'm just saying she left before. I can see the wife for leaving because I don't think I could ever have I don't know. I couldn't have a person cheating on me. Not with. We have to have a conversation.
It's different from cheating. This is like different from just. I feel like this is cheating to the max. Like this is a whole nother realm of cheating. You had a whole life, you know.
Yeah, but could you imagine how messy that could have gotten? Like, let's say she was a different person, but I'm saying, like, this is how much she didn't care. Because let's say she's a different person, right?
Yeah.
Let's say she found out about Kayla, and then was like, confronted Kayla.
I'm coming to her, taking off.
Like, because let's say she didn't know the whole story, or she confronted him and he told her, like,
it was her fault.
It was her, like, oh, she came on to me, blah, 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 blah. And you know how differently that situation could have, like, happened?
Yeah.
So I even think of this in terms of, like, he kind of put your life in danger in my case. Luckily, she wasn't like that.
Yeah.
But you know, because if you've ever watched, like, Cheaters, or if you watch, like, other things, they come after, like, the woman for cheating with their man instead of just like coming after the man. Because as far as I'm concerned, if
the issue is between you and me, the other extra parties have nothing to do with it until they make themselves a part of it. Then we have a problem. Right. Mind your business and go somewhere.
Yo, like I swear to God, I think I talked about this before. This situation almost happened to me. I was like, it didn't happen completely. It didn't happen, but it almost, because I was on a dating site again. Like, this is why I'm done with them. No. But I was on a dating site again. Luckily, I just didn't choose this person just because in my head, I was just like, okay, he kind of answers whenever he wants to answer. Like, there's something going on with that. But you know what's crazy? I was talking to him and he would be like, you sound like, I like your voice. I like your voice. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And then he'd be like, you know what? You remind me of somebody else. I was like, oh, okay. He was like, your voice kind of reminds me like of my ex. That's what he said, of my ex. So I was like, oh, all right. That's nice. You know,
why are you telling me this
I guess
information?
I don't know. So then later, like we're talking, he's like, oh yeah, I want to hang out. So then I said, all right. And then he said, you know what? I'm actually just looking for friends right now. I said, oh, you're just looking for friends. Okay, cool. I'm like, I'm no good friends.
No new friends.
You know,
like no new friends.
Whatever. So then I actually ended up meeting somebody else. So I was seeing that person. And a few weeks later, all of a sudden I get a phone call. And they're like, how do you know this person? I said, who? I don't even know who that person is. And then she said, you might know him as this name. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I do know that name. How do you know them? I said, I met them online. Have you been with them? I said, no. Like, we talked online. We never actually went out or anything. They're like, oh, I'm his wife. And I was just like,
nice to meet you.
Okay, well, I haven't talked to him in weeks. I had no clue he had a wife. He never said that to me. And yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry that happened to you. And I hung up. The next thing you know, he's blowing me up like, hey, I'm sorry about that.
No.
She's just crazy.
No.
Da 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 da.
No.
And then now she's blowing me up. I was like, y'all, I have nothing to do with this. I've never, luckily it didn't even go that far. I was like, I have nothing
toxic
to do
people
with any of
wanting
this.
to drag someone else down with them.
Exactly. I was like, yo, I talked to him for 2 minutes. Like, that was it. We never even met up or anything. Like,
misery loves company. That's the only thing.
That's the truth.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, I'm so glad I didn't get into that situation because I'm different from Kayla. Kayla handled everything with grace.
Yeah, you did.
Kayla handled everything with grace. I would not have handled it with grace. I would not.
Daniel would have tripped all over that junk.
I would have been like, what? Oh no, we would have somebody.
How do you keep finding yourself in these situations, Danielle?
Me?
But that's not even you. Like that, like, well, yeah, it's never you.
Yeah, I get a lot of I guess people in relationships and a lot of weirdos like come to try to date me, and I'm like,
they see you.
Do I have a vibe?
They see you as this.
No, it's not just you. I get the weirdos too.
Right.
Weird.
And it just makes you wonder, like, what do I give off to make y'all think that y'all can talk to me?
You know what it is? Is y'all have such like a brightness, a light. It's like moths to a flame, and your flame is so enticing. It's like, you know what? I think that I can be great with this person, and she can rub off on me, or I can rub off on her, and we can have this beautiful whatever. But the devil is a liar, because they're just trying to change you, and they're trying to like just muddle you all up, and don't even get involved, because this is some savagery. Like, if I didn't know any better, this is just some complete utter savagery. Leave these poor women alone.
And I'm not gonna say it because, for all you know, I mean, I don't really hear as much, but I'm sure there are women that are out here living double lives too. You know,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure there are.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna like end the episode.
Women are savages too.
Yes. I'm gonna end the episode like this. I'm gonna give you guys like top 3 takeaways. Number 1, always have this dude around your friends, okay? Because they're gonna be able to be like, yo, I don't trust this dude. That's why he stayed away, because I only got to see him once. And that one time I was not impressed, okay? That's number 1. Mm-hmm. Bring them around your friends so they can help you too. We're like, yo,
something ain't smelled right.
Something not right. We gotta do some calculations. Give us
the sad part is he was an accountant.
I'm dead.
Oh boy.
I'm dead.
Number 2, like I said, like as soon as you see something that just doesn't feel right, and this is a habit I'm still trying to, like, I'm working on. As soon as you see something that does not feel right, please walk away, take a step back, really evaluate it. Because I'm the type to be like, well, let me give this person the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's in my head. And it's like, no.
9 times out of 10.
No.
I'm so paranoid that it's like, is it just me being paranoid, or is it them?
It's them. So that's what we had to learn. So, trust your gut. That's the last thing, like pretty much the same thing. Trust your gut. Last takeaway is trust your gut. If something just does not seem right, if something doesn't feel right, if you don't feel right, it's time to go run. Because it could be something that was said that was off. It could be something that you saw. It was just like, oh, I don't like that behavior, because it's not for you. Because there's some women out here, though, they're totally okay with being a side piece, shout out whatever.
To the side pieces.
And I guess that's okay. But my other thing is,
as long as everybody's in agreement, I guess.
Yes, you gotta have a choice.
As long as everybody knows.
Yes.
Okay, fine. I'm not going to judge.
If that's your relationship, that's a relationship. But not everybody wants to be a part of that.
Not for me.
Not everybody wants to be a part of that. Y'all got to give people choices. Give people choices.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got to say. I'm sorry.
Shoot, my takeaways? I don't even know, man. Like, I'm still blown away at this whole situation. Like, I wouldn't even know if the sky was real at this point. We spent 5 years. We spent a good amount of time.
5.5 years.
5.5 years. 5.5 years.
Could you imagine if that was Terrence?
No.
If you and your husband,
I would
if you found out.
But you know what though? At the same time, like, I could say that Terrence been in a similar situation, not to that extent, but what I said in the first season, like, I didn't tell him that I kissed the dude from when we were early. Yeah. And I didn't say nothing because I didn't want to bring anything to the table that could possibly shake things up, especially since I didn't feel like there was any significance to it. But he felt in his heart of hearts, in his mind, that something wasn't right. And I was like telling him, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Like, nothing happened. And then one day I had to come out because our relationship wasn't improving. I was like, all right, this is what happened. And that took us to a whirlwind, and we had to break up for 3 months, I think it was.
We gotta have an episode on that story because that's a whole different thing. But let me tell you, the point of that is anything that's in the dark will come to light. I'm a firm, strong believer that anything that's in the dark will come to light.
So just be your most honest, be your most intentional self, because especially when you're in a relationship with someone, you don't want to give them that false sense of security. Because you don't know how that, like, you don't know that person's morals. You don't know how that's really gonna fuck someone up, you know? Thank God Kayla had enough, security within herself that it didn't shake her whole world. But, someone can actually, like, kill themselves off of stuff like that.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. And I think that people do prey on people like that. And also, sorry, I have all these things because I have thoughts in my head that come up. Literally, like, don't let what a person does to you make you feel less than. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's on them.
That's on them.
That has nothing to do with you. Them, like, deciding they want to cheat, or them deciding that they're gonna do, like, this whole, like, I don't think that's a lot of work to play two.
That's exhausting.
People who, for all you know, he could have had a third person out there, and who would have known? And that's gonna be another thing. Get yourself checked out, y'all. Get yourself checked out. Get yourself checked out periodically.
That is also another thing that I always did, regularly, is, like, get tested.
Yeah, get tested, because you never know what people are really bringing to the table.
Right. That's so wild. I'm sorry, I kept cutting you off. No, you said something, and then I'll be like, "Yo, this whole situation had me."
Like, even when I start dating someone, always ask, always,
always ask, if they have anything. You saying?
Yeah, get tested.
Oh yeah.
When was the last time they got tested?
That's Use a condom. Use any type of contraceptive that you believe in. I got a headache, yo. This episode I'm so happy that we got through with it, but I just want to say that I'm sorry that you had to experience that, but I'm just glad that you came out on the other side, and I'm glad that you're in a stable relationship. Shout out to you.
I'm in a happier place now.
A happier place. Like, I'm just glad that you were able to get out of that tumultuous time in your life and to be able to make it into something beautiful, and that something that you can look forward to. Shout out to your new boo thing. Hopefully I get to meet him one day eventually. But yeah, I girl.
And Kayla, what do you have? Like, what do you want, like, people to know or take away from this episode?
Yeah, like, after knowing someone for years, they will still surprise you. You still might not know them. They might evolve into someone else. Don't be scared of love still, like, yeah, it might hurt, but it's still worth it. Love is still worth it.
Love hurts.
Yo, I knew Kayla was hurt because Kayla be paying. Wait, Kayla paints when she's depressed.
She what? Oh, paint?
Kayla paints when she's depressed. Oh. Actually, that's like me too. I
when my art skills improved. They improved drastically after that.
Because she was painting like this. She was just like paint. Every time Kayla goes through something, she just start painting.
You know, I haven't touched a paintbrush in like months.
He's like the painting.
One partly because of my job, but like I haven't touched a paintbrush in months.
But yes, is there anything else you want to say? Or is that all?
Yeah, love's still worth it. Keep going.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kayla,
for sharing your story
and sharing your story and being vulnerable enough to share this story.
I'm not vulnerable. No, fucking no.
Well, you know what I mean. Like
that did not put a dent in me. Oh, I'm good.
Yeah. You know, like, thank you for sharing your story, because I'm sure that there are other people out here that have been through who might have been through similar situations, and you know, they didn't really have anybody. They thought like, oh man,
don't be afraid to share, you know, the things that are going through. Like, you're not alone. Like, someone could have been there, or someone you can share the story to prevent someone that might go through that situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're never alone.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. It's always happened to somebody, and there's nothing new under the sun, to be honest with y'all.
Nope, nothing new. It's all been said and done before.
Yup, nothing new under the sun. So y'all have a wonderful day. Just also, we want to give, because by the time this airs, this is going to be the same week as Kayla's birthday, so we're going to give her a shout out. Yay! Happy birthday! And
I made it, guys. I'm older.
The Geminis. I got so many Geminis in my life.
It comes in pairs.
But guys, have a good one. As always, you can follow us at www.allegedlycredible.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook and all our social media platforms at Allegedly Credible. Mm-hmm. And you can also follow me personally at Creative Lady Faye for my art and my music. I have a lot of stuff coming up really soon, guys, so I'm excited about that. And you can also follow my fitness journey, my health and fitness journey at Lady Faye 212. And
you can follow me on Instagram under Mellow_Supremo. That is just like my digital creator page, and my personal page is still the main chick for people that are closest to me. And where can we find you, Kayla?
Nowhere.
Okay.
If they follow you guys, they will find me. My name is Kayla Maria Rosario. I am there. I exist. They can find me.
All right.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube. You can also watch us on Spotify. Follow us on all your favorite streaming platforms. And peace out, y'all. Be safe out there. I swear to God.